It was a fun Christmas, and especially since we won. But we played. I think we played maybe the first NFL game on Christmas Day.
Roger is right. The first NFL game on Christmas Day back in 1971. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Cowboys won 20-12. The 33's Dave Crum joins us now, and the Dallas Cowboys have actually played on Christmas Day 3 times in the past.
And one of those times was 15 years ago to the day, Christmas night. It even happened in suburban Phoenix as the Cowboys were playing the Cardinals. Now, of course, the game doesn't mean a whole lot right now, but it did back then. The Cowboys were sitting pretty coming into December, 10-2, ready for another playoff run, and ready to clinch their 4th straight NFC Eastern Division crown.
Get to December, they hit the bump in the road, they lose 2 straight, everybody's on Barry Switzer, there was turmoil.
I think our guys had gotten to the point where they had just about had enough of they're done, they're finished. They're not the Cowboys of old. There's no Cowboy mystique anymore.
The December demise made home field advantage to the playoffs nearly impossible. The only way for it to happen now is for the 49ers to lose to the lowly Falcons on Sunday.
And off Emmitt Smith at the 5.
And for the Cowboys to win on Monday, Christmas night in Arizona.
We got on the plane in Dallas, and the mood was kind of somber because we hadn't played well in the month of December and didn't look forward to having to go to San Francisco to get to the Super Bowl. And around that time we got over the Grand Canyon, somehow one of the pilots got word from a flight tower that San Francisco was losing the game. And as we landed on the ground in Arizona, they announced that the 49ers had lost the game. And a team that had struggled, a Dallas team that had struggled the whole month of December, was now in command of its own destiny. And a big eruption went up on the plane. And it's one of the great plane rides in Dallas Cowboys history on Christmas Eve.
Williams left, still hasn't had his number called. Here's a pass to Kevin Williams, completed the 15. Turns the curl.
You kind of get a feeling sometimes when something happens that shouldn't have happened, like the 49ers losing a game that they should have won, that somebody's trying to whisper in your ear, this is your opportunity and don't blow it.
A huge sense of relief, just being able to stay home was a huge advantage. Everybody knows you get the first round bye, but just staying home is hard for people to beat you.
And nobody did, as the Cowboys rolled to their 5th Super Bowl title in the very same stadium that some Christmas magic restored the swagger, confidence, and momentum of this team.
I remember thinking, as the plane took back off towards Dallas after midnight, I wonder if we'll be back here in 4 weeks. And we were.
In 1995, Jason Witten was about 13 years old. In 2010, number 82 is a star. The tight end is a tough guy on the field, sweetheart at home.
I see sometimes feeling a void where maybe, Jason may have had in his life. He gives 110% to his kids because he wants them to have far beyond what he ever dreamed or imagined.
All the failures and all the tough times growing up and a single parent home.
Growing up, Jason Witten leaned on what family he did have, including his grandfather.
The thing about my grandfather, he did that. He provided that for us day in and day out. And holiday time was great, but every other day was great too because that was the man who he was. I just learned so much. I want to change my situation growing up for anything in the world.
And what he's learned, he uses to help North Texas single moms and their children. That's what the Witten Score Foundation is all about.
Well, the holiday season is such a time that, all of us look at, and I think being a football player, that male influence and those kids' lives and to inspire them is huge.
This year, their foundation launched a new domestic violence prevention program called Coaching Boys into Men. It launched in high schools across Arlington. The program trains coaches to educate players on the dangers of dating violence.
My situation as a child wasn't perfect, but it was nothing compared to this, and I think having that understanding and really being respectful to that and knowing that some of these kids are in really tough situations. Not in there.
The Wittens believe paying it forward will help their 2 boys grow.
We want to teach our children the gift of giving, the gift of giving back. You don't deserve any of this. This is all blessings from the Lord, and that just the meaning of Christmas behind it.
And I think, too, in this time of year, we're all so caught up, especially in football. Week in and week out, the grind of the season and being the best and trying to accomplish that. But, also, and that's no different for us as players. We thrive off of that, but there's also that fact of your legacy as something else too, as off the field, just as important as what you do on the field. My youngest one, he's a huge football fan, so he loves seeing 82 on there, and hopefully I can score a few touchdowns for him.
Still to come, 2 Marines' Christmas wishes granted. Santa pulls some strings and makes some American heroes' dreams come true.
Plus, players remember the best surprises they found under the Christmas tree.
But I also knew everything I was getting already. I was a pretty good snooper. I started, looking at receipts in her purse and things like that, so.
But first,
it was the night before Christmas.
a Christmas classic shaken with a Cowboys twist.